Well, this week is already about to be crazier than my Jericho Sims impression that I got going on with my hair. Bruh, it is Monday. Draft is this Thursday. I'm already expecting rumors and all kind of nonsense to be flying just for nothing to happen on Thursday. Or will nothing happen on Thursday? I was ready to come in here and talk just strictly about the Jaden Ivey rumors. If you haven't heard, there are rumors around Jaden Ivey, the Knicks' interest, and the possibility that the Knicks could actually be aggressive for once and go and make a trade so we can go and make sure that we draft a guy like Jaden Ivey. But then it doesn't end there, because you know what, the New York Knicks and free agency or any kind of player that's upset or not wanting to be on this current team that they're on, you know, the Knicks have to join the conversation. Enter Kyrie Irving. Yes, Kyrie Irving. We know the situation with Kyrie Irving and the Nets last season. It was believed, I was one and I still am one, it was believed that there was such a strong enough bond between Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and what they wanted to do for Brooklyn. There's no way they can break it up. Wrong. Because Shams this morning is saying that Kyrie Irving and the Nets are in an impasse. And there's a possibility that he could be weighing his options, and good old New York Knicks are on the list. Basically, it's all the big market teams, because the Knicks, Clippers, and Lakers. How much am I believing that? How much are you guys believing that? We got a lot to talk about on this fine Monday morning. Run the intro. What's going on, CK Cruz? Your boy CK2K, and welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the other channel, the CK channel, where I live stream every single day at 7 p.m. EST, except for Fridays, where I stream at 10:30 p.m. EST. It's a variety channel. We play games, we talk about everything. We definitely talk about the Knicks damn near every night over there. So if you want the conversation to extend when there's no videos up here, you need to go subscribe to the other channel. We talk about it over there, and you might have some fun memeing and vibing over on the other channel. So go show some love over there. I'll see you over there tonight if you decide to join today. All right. And one last thing before we get into the video. MATCHBETS.com. MATCHBETS is a peer-to-peer sports betting platform that pits the bettors against each other for lower fees. Basically, I could be betting with you rather than betting against the house with certain things. And right now, MATCHBETS is doing a deal where it will match whatever you deposit up to $500 right now, especially if you hit that link in the description below to help out your boy. Now, I've had some fun with this website already so far. It does add a really cool element to what is already the betting game. So if you want to join in, hit that link in the description below and join MATCHBETS.com today. A lot of fun. And also remember to make sure that it is legal in the state or country that you are in, and make sure you're 18 and over and bet responsibly, y'all. MATCHBETS.com. Thanks, MATCHBETS. All right, let's get into this nonsense. Now, I've said time and time again, there's two players that if you were to pick who were the Kanye West of the sporting world, there's two players that come in the first 1A and a 1B, and that is Antonio Brown and Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is one of the best point guards to play this game. I don't care what anybody has to say, fight your mama about it. Kyrie Irving's ball handling is amazing, his scoring ability is impeccable, and just he is a wizard on the court. For years and years and years, I've loved to use Kyrie Irving in 2K. Always loved watching him play, even when he was on the Cavaliers and the team was doo-doo trash. He was a lot of fun to watch on the court. But the last few years, things have just been weird when it comes to Kyrie Irving, from him saying that the earth has been flat and other things. He also confessed that LeBron James helped him open up his mind and realize that he needs to be himself. And since he's been himself, a lot of people have been worried about him. A lot of that being himself has become a headache with the last few organizations he's been a part of, in Boston and now in Brooklyn. Brooklyn was a choice he made. He decided this was where he was going to plant the tree of Kyrie Irving and possibly help bring this team to the next level. That is what he and Kevin Durant said. And now, less than 2-3 seasons already being on this organization, there's some disagreements between the player and the team. We know what happened last last season with the COVID vaccine and him deciding not to get it. And because of that, and because of where they play, it meant that he was not going to be able to play in games for the Brooklyn Nets. It then even came to a point where Kyrie Irving was then welcomed back by the Brooklyn Nets, where he would only play in away games in arenas where he was allowed to play due to the vaccine restrictions. All right, is that enough of a Kyrie Irving update for you guys? Do you guys understand enough why now Shams Charania is dropping a tweet like this saying that Kyrie Irving and the Nets are at an impasse that clears the way for him to test the open market? And the teams that are already looking to be possible suitor would be none other than the Los Angeles Lakers, the Los Angeles Clippers, and our New York Knicks. I just want to say this right now. For the culture, whether it works out or not, I think one of the greatest stories would be just a straight up Russell Westbrook for Kyrie Irving trade. Just do it. Reunite Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, and reunite Kyrie Irving and LeBron James. I don't want that to happen because I think that secretly might end up being really good for the Lakers, and after that, I don't want the Lakers to be good like that. But it would be the craziest turn of events to have everybody reunite. And maybe it might end up being good for Kevin Durant and the Nets if him and Russell Westbrook reunite. I don't know, but that would be one of the most interesting plot twists of the next season. But what does this mean for the New York Knicks? Absolutely nothing. To be honest with you, I'm not buying into this rumor. I really feel like our name is just being thrown out there because just to help the case for the Brooklyn Nets to then be able to be pressured in getting Kyrie Irving rather than letting him go, to make it believe that all these other big market teams want Kyrie Irving. Now, mind you, from a basketball standpoint, and with Kyrie Irving being able to play every day if he's healthy and willing to play, does Kyrie Irving help this basketball team? Yes, but with the New York Knicks, there's already so many other things going on outside of just basketball. We had to deal with a lot of outbursts from guys like Julius Randle last season off the court, which eventually led to his ability on the court. And let's be real, if Kyrie Irving was having such a hard time dealing with the Brooklyn Nets that is already factually getting way less press coverage than the New York Knicks, who were the worst team of the two teams record-wise last year, how the hell is he going to deal with being a New York Knick night in and night out with the way that he handled himself in Brooklyn? So to me, I'm calling BS on this entire thing. Yes, sure, the Knicks are probably doing their due diligence as they should to see how real these rumors are, but I wouldn't expect the Knicks to go forward and try and get Kyrie Irving with all these rumors going on, right? Especially with another rumor that we're going to talk about here in a few seconds. But what do you guys believe? Do you guys think that Kyrie Irving is in fact going to be a Knick, or do you think that this is all just leverage in some way, shape, or form for the Nets or for Kyrie Irving in their whole conversations right now between, trying to make everything work out between the two of them? Kumbaya. All I'm going to say is, if anything happens here, and it's crazy because in a world, like I mentioned at the top, I would love Kyrie Irving on my New York Knicks. If this were 2K and I don't have to worry about the press conferences and the media part of it, if it was just the player, even injury, I don't care if he's injured. I don't care if he only played like 50 games this season. I'm still taking that because our damn New York Knicks have not had a point guard in years. That's me not even knowing the exact number. So fill in the blank. I don't know if the Knicks should go after that. What do you guys think? Go after Kyrie Irving? Is this real? Is it not real? What are your thoughts about this whole rumor? Let me know in the comments below. And the other rumor that I want to talk about, because it is draft week, is none other than Jaden Ivey. So I talked about it very, very lightly a week or two ago about Jaden Ivey's possibility of being a New York Knick in some sort of trade that moves us up to get him, or in a possibility or in a world where he drops and the Knicks get a pick to get him in like around the 7th pick or 8th pick. I talked about it very lightly, but as the weeks have been going on, as it normally would with the draft coming up and us being the New York Knicks, there's rumors that the Knicks are actually being aggressive in trying to get a pick in order to draft Jaden Ivey, and that pick is looking like that 4th overall pick by the Sacramento Kings. A lot has to happen for the New York Knicks to get this 4th overall pick. It would most likely have to include, obviously it's going to include the 11th pick, but it might also have to include a future pick and a young piece, and that young piece would probably be most likely circled around Obi Toppin.
Tricky deal to make for the Knicks. I would assume it would be multiple firsts and then at least one of their young players that they like, and you have to ask yourself, if you're the Knicks, is it worth sacrificing that much to get up there to 4 to get Jaden Ivey from Purdue or another top player?
We have a whole situation on our hands after seeing how Obi Toppin ended the season last year, but knowing we still have Julius Randle on the books. There's a lot of things around this move, and I feel like that is the ultimate question. And I'm not saying that is the move, but I guarantee you that is a move that's being circulated around, whether it is a first, whether it is the 11th pick, Obi Toppin, and another first, or if it's the 11th pick, Obi Toppin, and some seconds all over the place. Whatever the case may be, I'm looking at this and I'm wholeheartedly predicting that it's going to have to do with draft picks and a young piece. And the young piece I think that they would be looking to move would be Obi Toppin, because of our rotation issues, with Obi Toppin being what he is and what he can be for this team, but knowing that they're probably not looking to get rid of Julius Randle like that. I know a lot of people are hoping that the Knicks are possibly going to do a Julius Randle and the 11th pick for the 4th pick straight up or something like that, but I don't see that happening. I said it before and I'll say it again. I don't see Julius Randle ultimately being dealt unless it is for a big fish like a Donovan Mitchell or something like that. If it's anything less than that, like a draft pick or something like that, I don't see the Knicks doing it. I mean, that'd be cool to hear that rumor and then we just go all go head first into the youth movement. But I just, with Tom Thibodeau as our head coach, I don't see him losing your main veteran leader. I say that in quotes because I mean, we might not believe so, but the Knicks organization, Knicks coaching staff might see it otherwise. So I don't see him flipping the main guy, the main-ish guy. It hurts to say. I'm speaking in Tom Thibodeau terms, but it would be hard to flip the main guy for a younger piece and then having just a team full of youth, especially with a coach like Tom Thibodeau. It's not like we have a developing coach. We don't have a Taylor Jenkins or something like that that would run with the younger guys and play that way. Tom Thibodeau is a guy that needs veterans to be leading his way along the NBA season. So to think that we would flip Julius Randle for this 4th pick, to me, I think is just unrealistic. When I see this trade, if we are trading straight up for the 4th pick, I think it's going to include one of the younger pieces or a young piece and another player. But though all signs to me point to Obi Toppin. So I think that's the ultimate question. Are you willing to part ways for Obi Toppin to get that 4th pick? Unfortunately, and this might piss some of you guys off, for me, yes, I am. I mean, if it means that it gets me a guy that could be transcendent in Jaden Ivey, a guy that fits everything about this team, whether he is the all-time point guard for this team or a guy that plays the combo and is able to be paired up with Emmanuel Quickley or Derrick Rose or whatever the case may be. But he's definitely going to be the long-term guy next to RJ Barrett in a position that we desperately need to fill. I've been saying it for the longest time. Scared money don't make money. You got to do what you got to do to get a guy that helps this team grow. I am all about building through the draft. And if I have to trade a young piece to get a young piece, it is what it is. We already have made the mistake in drafting Obi Toppin onto a team where he was never going to get that chance to fully be Obi Toppin. And we're seeing that right now. We saw Obi Toppin with no pressure behind him, no worry about a player coming up and taking his spot, or without him thinking that he's going to be taken out if he makes a mistake. We saw how good he played then. But the reality of the situation is that's not how it's going to be when the new season begins in October. It's going to be Julius Randle starting that role, and Obi Toppin will then once again result playing whatever minutes he gets as Julius Randle needs a rest. That's just what it is right now. Again, it's not set in stone that is what is going to happen. It probably might not happen, but to me, I don't see any other way of us moving up in this draft to get a Jaden Ivey without having to part ways with one of our younger pieces. I just don't see it happening. You can say all the trade scenarios you want that includes Alec Burks, Evan Fournier, Julius Randle, whatever you want to be, but the reality of the situation is the Kings aren't going to want any of that. I don't care how stupid of an organization as we believe them to be. They're not going to want any of that. If there's going to be a move made, it's going to have to include one of the younger pieces. And to me, the only younger piece that is that I think the Knicks would be willing to part ways with would be Obi Toppin for the obvious reasons. And the question is, are you guys okay with that? To me, like I said, you got to do what you got to do. I feel like Jaden Ivey would be the perfect fit for what we need long term. And I think that if that's what it would be, if it's the 11th pick, the Dallas pick, and Obi Toppin, or hell, what I would hope for and what I would pray for would be the Obi Toppin, the 11th pick, and then just like some seconds would be enough to get us the 4th pick. I don't know if that is enough, but if that were to be enough for them, then that would be the best case scenario for us. You got to do what you got to do. The Knicks unfortunately did a lot better at the ending part of the season last year. You can have that conversation whether you wanted to tank and this, that, and the third, but it is what it is, and you got to do what you got to do to make sure that you get the pieces that you want to get and that you need to get. And I feel like Jaden Ivey, since we didn't want to do it in 2020, I feel like this year, this is the time you got to do what you got to do. It just makes sense for both sides. But again, like I said, I'm already expecting to piss off a lot of people by even attempting to think that Obi Toppin should be a part of any trade. And when I tell you guys this, understand I am a Knicks fan too, and I love these players, but I also want to see my team build and grow and be better. Look, what Jaden Ivey would do on this team now compared to what Obi Toppin will do for this team right now are two completely different things. Right now, Obi Toppin is not going to play big minutes. He's just not going to play big minutes. You can sit there and say he can play the center, he can play the three. Tom Thibodeau has shown his hand. He's not going to do that. As long as Julius Randle is on this team, Obi Toppin will forever just be his backup. Anyways, guys, this video has gone long enough. Trade rumors all over the place. It is draft week. It is that time of the year where this happens. I will be dropping a mock draft on Wednesday. We'll see what other developments happen between today and tomorrow to see what we'll talk about tomorrow. But the draft is coming up quickly on Thursday. I'll be dropping my one and only mock draft on Wednesday. What do you guys think is going to be on that? Let me know, and let me know your thoughts about everything we talked about today. Jaden Ivey, Obi Toppin, and Kyrie Irving, and all of the above. Let me know your thoughts about everything in the comments below. I love to start the conversation, so let's see where it goes from there. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. Like I said before, make sure you go and subscribe to this TK channel, so after you see this video, you want to cuss me out about what I said about Obi Toppin, I'm going to be live tonight, so just go over to the CK channel and say what you need to say, or if you agree, let me know. But I'm right over there, stream every single night at 7 p.m. EST, so go over there, subscribe to the other YouTube channel. It's in the link in the description below, and also MATCHBETS.com. I'm out of here, guys. Let's get it. As I always say, I've said my piece. Now I want to hear yours, especially with a lot of things I said in this video. I'm looking forward to hearing what a lot of you guys have to say. All right, draft is this week. What's gonna happen? Looks like it's gonna be fun. Anyways, I'll catch you guys next video. I'm out of here. Peace.
Cold pizza like Tuesday. I got food up in the fridge. Y'all keep looking for that new wave.